Welcome students. So now we will learn to prepare the cash budget. How to prepare the cash budget? What is the relevance of the cash budget? And in the previous class I raised a question that how I have calculated that interest of 6180. That is a very important question, and that we will answer that how we have found out that interest, because that will depend upon the borrowings. So that figure of the borrowing was, that is 6180 is the interest. So it means that will depend upon how much borrowing we did and how much amount we use for how much amount of time, and finally how the interest was calculated. So that this question we have to answer, and we have to learn in overall how to prepare the cash budget, right. So we will prepare the cash budget now. It is a very interesting budget and it is a very long schedule. So when you talk about the cash budget, we will prepare at this cash budget and this schedule. So it is what we have to take here into account: cash budget, and again for 3 months. It is not in total. Profit and loss account we prepared as total, that is a quarterly profit and loss account, but the cash budget has to be the monthly cash budget. Cash budget has to be monthly cash budget. That is why we will be finding out that how much is the, what is the cash position in the month of June, what is the cash position in the month of July, what is the cash position in the month of August, and finally what is the closing balance of the cash in the month of August, which will finally go to the balance sheet, because the total cash position in the month of June, that we will adjust in the month of July, and in the month of July that we will adjust in the month of August. So whatever the closing balance, whether positive balance or negative balance. Positive means if our inflow is more than the outflow, so we have a positive balance. Otherwise, if our outflow is more than the inflow, ours is the negative balance. So accordingly, what is the closing balance of the month of August, that will go in the balance sheet, and that amount we have to show as the closing cash balance, quarterly closing cash balance, that will be the part of the balance sheet, right. So now we are going to prepare this cash budget, and we are starting with the again the same thing, and we will have to take here as again the particulars, and then we will take here the different months. So I am taking here June, July, and it is August. 3 months we are taking here again. This is the cash budget, you call it as, that is the monthly cash budget. So we are going to prepare it for the 3 months, and this is the June, July, and August. Now we start with what is the cash information given in the case. Cash related information given in the case is, for example, you are given this balance sheet, closing balance sheet of this period, some balance sheet is given to us. This balance sheet is that you want to make a favorable impression on the supervisors. So you gather the following data as on May 31st, 2005, 15, whatever it is. We are given this closing balance sheet. On the one side you are given all the assets and liabilities, on the other side you are given the sales. So this balance sheet, which is given on the left hand side, upper part includes assets, and they are prepared in the order of liquidity. Order of liquidity means when the current assets are on the top of the balance sheet and the fixed assets at the bottom of the balance sheet, then it is in the order of liquidity. Otherwise the balance sheet where the fixed assets are on the top of the balance sheet and the liquid assets or current assets are in the bottom of the balance sheet, that balance sheet is called as the balance sheet prepared in the order of permanence. So this is a balance sheet which we have given, they have given to us as, that is in the order of liquidity, and this is what, that they have given opening balance of cash, means this is a closing balance of the month of May. Closing balance of the cash in the month of May is $29,000. Then they have given us the other assets. Inventory is also given, accounts receivables are also given, then the furniture and fixtures are also given, total assets are given. Similarly, we are given the current liabilities first, accounts payable, owner's equity, and the total liabilities and the owner's equity. So both the sides are equal. Total amount works out as how much? $986,000 as assets and $986,000 as liabilities. So we have got this information that the beginning balance, or you can call it as closing balance of the month of May is, or of the previous quarter, is now the opening balance in the month of June, which is the first month of the current quarter. So we will have to take it as the opening balance, right. But now there are certain conditions with regard to the cash. very important condition given here is that assume that minimum cash balance of $25,000 is to be maintained all the times. This is the minimum cash balance. It means whatever the amount you want to use out of the available balance in the current month for making the payments, you can use any amount over and above 25,000. Over and above 25,000. It means in the current month, maybe the closing balance for the month of May is 29,000. So you have not to touch up to 25,000. Cash will be cash at all the times in the bank account to the tune of $25,000. It means for the month of June, for making the payments in the month of June, how much cash is available with us? That is only 4,000. 25,000 you cannot touch. It is a minimum cash balance we have to keep always in the form of cash. It means for making the payments in the month of June, we will have with us only $400,000. And the next question is, from where the remaining amount will come for making the payment for purchases and other operating expenses? That will come from the sales collections. That is why we have prepared the sales collection schedule. So in this cash budget, on the top you will put that how much is opening balance, how much is the required minimum balance, and how much is available for the current operations. Plus means that cash which is available for the current operations, and plus how much is available from the current month's collection of the sales. So sum total you have to find out that this much cash is available with us, and from that cash you have to make all the payments, and then you have to find out the closing balance of the cash. Now that can be positive, that can be negative. For example, if there are 4,000 which is available in the month of June plus sales collection which we make in the month of June, if the total amount is more than the total payments we are going to make in the month of June, so what will be the closing balance? We will have a positive cash balance at the end of June, and that will be the closing balance of the month of June, which will become the opening balance of the month of July. Similarly, we will go for the other sources, means the collection of sales in the month of July, we will subtract the payment for the month of July, and then the closing cash balance we will calculate for the month of July. Similarly, then the month of August. So at the end of every month, while preparing the cash budget, you will come to know our cash balance is positive or negative. Now for example, if it is positive, no issues, because that closing balance of June will become the opening balance of July, and we are in a very comfortable position. But for example, it becomes negative, that in the month of June we have total say cash available from the previous month is 4,000 plus collections, whatever that total figure comes out. If your expenses outweigh the collections or the inflow, payment on account of raw material, payment on account of other variable and fixed expenses outsmarts the total collections, it means the net balance at the end of June will be negative. If that balance is negative, what will you do? From where the cash will come? That negative balance you have to make again, at least you have to make the payment for the month of June, otherwise the firm will be insolvent, bankrupt. So that negative balance we have to make good by borrowing the difference or that say negative balance from the bank. We have to arrange cash, because you cannot touch that 25,000, that minimum balance we have to maintain all the times. It means the surplus or the extra cash which we have to pay on account of the different payments for the month of June, that we have to borrow from the bank, and we have to make use of that. Then whatever is the balance in the month of July, it may be possible that in the month of July our collections are more than the payments, so we have a positive balance. So we can use that positive balance for making the payment for the borrowings which we have made in the month of June. But condition here is that normally the condition remains, because you say current account borrowings or the short term borrowings or the working capital borrowings. So whenever we return these borrowings, we return it with the interest. So number one thing is, first we have to prepare the cash budget for the month of June. We will have to try to find out that what is the net balance, closing balance for the month of June. If it is positive balance, no issues, but if it is a negative balance, then what we have to do is we will have to take that balance, means as a negative balance you cannot take it to the next month. So it means you have to arrange the funds for that, borrow the funds from the bank, make all the payments, and then whatever is the minimum balance we have kept of 25,000 rupees will be the closing balance for the month of June, and that will become the opening balance for the month of July. But in that case, means your operating cash available will be 0. Right. So, let us see what happens. We will prepare the cash budget for the different months and we will see what is the closing cash balance position for the different months. Now, in this case, we will have to start with the cash budget for the month of June, and we are going to start with the first thing is always when you start preparing the cash budget, you start with the opening balance and you end up with the closing balance of the cash. So, opening balance means the closing balance of previous months. How much is given in the balance sheet? 29,000, right. So, we will start with that. So, it is the opening balance. Opening balance of cash. How much is the? This amount is $29,000, right, less minimum balance desired. Minimum balance desired is how much? $25,000. So, what you write here? Cash available for operations is how much? Only $4,000. Cash available for the operations is only $4,000. From the previous month's closing balance, which became the opening balance for the current month, you can use only for the current payments to the extent of $4,000. 25,000 will remain as cash. Now, let us see what is the collection position. Let us go back to now the sales collection schedule. And what is the, say we will write here cash receipts oblique disbursements. Cash receipts oblique disbursements. So, in this case, first source of collection is how much? Collection from sales. Collection from sales. So, you know that what is the collection from the sales? We have already prepared the schedule, and what was the amount of collection from the sales for the month of this June? That amount is $376,000. $376,000. This is going to be the only collection from the sales. We have prepared this information already in the sales collection schedule, and this is going to be $376,000, right. Now, other there is no source. So, how much amount you have available for all the payments? If you talk about 376,000 collection from the sales and 4,000 is available from the, say, after keeping minimum balance or the minimum desired balance of $25,000. So, 4,000 is available, that the total amount available is $380,000. This month you can use 300 and you can make the payments worth of $380,000, which is available with us. Now, we will have to find out from the different schedules. First schedule we have prepared is the material schedule, that is the purchase schedule. Second schedule we have prepared is the purchase disbursement schedule, and then the other operating expenses schedule. So, how much total payments we have to make, how much total collections we have, how much total payments we have to make, and then we will find out what is the closing balance. So, let us now, I have written here cash receipts oblique disbursements. Now, once the collections is over, collection from the sales is over, that is $376,000. Now, we talk about the payment for purchases, different payments, and the first head is the payment for purchases. So, how much is the payment for purchases we are going to make here? That is the first payment we have calculated is $420,000. This is the negative, I am putting it in the bracket because it is a negative balance. Now, you can get an indication here that our total cash available is $380,000, and first head of the payment is, that is on account of material itself is so big that now the balance seems to becoming negative. At the end of the month our total balance will be negative. So, it means for payment for purchases is going to be 420,000. Then the other payments we are going to make is, that is the payment for salaries, wages and commission is going to be how much? We have already calculated that payment, that is the $140,000. This is another amount we have to pay. Then payment for other variable expenses, and this amount is how much? This is going to be $28,000. That is due. We have to make this payment of 28,000. In that schedule, in the other operating expenses schedule, we have taken it together as 168,000. But here we are going to show it separately, and that is the $28,000. This payment we are going to make on account of salaries, wages and commission and the other variable expenses. And what other payments we are going to do? That is the fixed expenses. Payment for fixed expenses. Payment for fixed expenses, how much payment that is? Every month we have to pay a sum of rupees $55,000, which is a fixed cost. So, this is the $55,000 is the fixed cost, right. Now, let us see, is there any other head of expense? Yes, there is another head of expense we will have to look at. Fixed expenses for rent, property and taxes and miscellaneous payrolls and other items are $55,000 monthly, which we have already taken. Assume that these variable and fixed expenses require cash disbursements each month. Depreciation is 2,500 monthly, which is not a cash expense. So, we have taken that straightway in the profit and loss account, because depreciation is a non-cash expense. So, we take it in the profit and loss account straightway, it is not the part of the cash budget. Now, continue reading. In June, 55,000 worth of dollars is going to be disbursed for fixtures acquired in the month of May. So, it means this is another head of outflow. This is another head of expense which we have to pay. So, now payment for how much? Payment for fixtures. Payment for fixtures. How much we are going to pay for the fixture is again $55,000. $55,000. This is the payment for fixtures. Now, finally, we have got all the inflow and outflow information. Inflow is 4,000 available from the previous month, 376,000 collection from the current month sales, and outflow is on account of material, on account of operating expenses, on account of fixtures. Now, we see what is the, say finally we will call it as the net cash received, net cash received oblique disbursed. What is now the net cash received oblique disbursed? If you calculate this total amount, this we will find out the net balance is negative, and how much that balance is negative? 322,000. 322,000. What does it mean? That our payments are more by this amount of 322,000 as compared to our collections. It means now there is a negative balance of 322,000. But I am taking this 322,000 is only 376,000 as collections and minus all expenses. So, it means all payments, it means the balance is 322,000. But we have this, for this 322,000 negative payment, we can use this 4,000 as a cash available. So, it means we have to calculate now excess oblique deficit of cash, excess oblique deficit of cash. Now, how much it is? Finally, the deficit it is, I am again putting it in the bracket, and this amount is 318,000, because now we are going to use this 4,000. So, finally, this deficit which with us is $318,000. Now, from where this amount will come? If you want to carry on the business, you have to arrange $318,000, and this amount will come from borrowings from the bank. Its information is given to us very clearly. It is given in the case, if you read it carefully, it is given to us that minimum cash balance required is $25,000 to be maintained all the times. Assume that all borrowings are effective at the beginning of the month and all repayments are made at the end of the month of repayment. It means we can borrow for the negative balance. If we have to pay more than the collections, then the amount can be generated by way of the borrowing from the bank, which is a normal practice with all the businesses, that you can borrow for your short term payments in the form of working capital loans, which are borrowed on the basis of months, weeks and sometimes on the daily basis. Whenever we need the funds, we borrow from the our working capital account, and whenever we have the surplus funds available, we can deposit. Interest is charged only for the period for which the funds are used by the business. For example, today we need the funds, say 10,000 rupees or dollars, we have a short. We can go, we can write a check and we can withdraw the amount from the bank. From that sanctioned amount, there is a loan account or the working capital account, we will withdraw that 10,000 rupees and we will make the payment. Tomorrow, means comparing the collection to the payments, we had a surplus of 10,000 rupees or dollars. So, that $10,000 immediately will return back to the bank and interest will be charged on for that 10,000 only and for a period of 24 hours, means 1 day. It is not the case that you will be charged interest for the say any amount of period or any amount only. This is the beauty of this account, which is means keeping the financial expenses of the businesses under control. This is the beauty of this account, that you need the funds, you borrow from the bank and you have the surplus, you return it back to the bank, you will be charged interest only for that much period of time and only the amount of borrowing. So, now this is a very clear cut arrangement this firm also has, that if there is surplus they will deposit, and if there is a shortcoming, means shortfall, they will be borrowing from the bank. But the condition here is borrowing will be in the beginning of the month. That is the purpose of the budgeting, right. That is the purpose of budgeting, because while preparing this cash budget, we are not in the month of June now. We are going to be in the month of June in the realistic situation. For example, currently we are in the month of May. We are going to be in the month of June next month. That is why we are preparing this budget for the next month, that what would be our cash position. And we know it that at the end of the June, our net balance will be negative to the tune of $318,000. So, in that case, we will be required to borrow from the bank $318,000. So, that borrowing we will do in the beginning, so that we are comfortable in making all the payments and no payment is stopped or denied to any of the suppliers. So, we are making advance arrangements. For example, we come to know, maybe we have not prepared any budget, and in the month of June we come to know that say tomorrow we have to make a payment of $10,000 and our bank balance is a negative. Our bank balance is not a credit balance, it is a debit balance. It can be, because this account sometimes becomes debited, sometimes becomes credited. The short this term borrowing account, working capital account can have the negative balance also, can have the positive balance also. And largely it remains a negative balance, because our borrowings are more than the deposits we make. So, if it is a situation and if we have already borrowed more than the sanctioned limit, the limit of the working capital by the bank, so we will be in a great trouble. We will not have the money to make the payment at that time, we do not have arranged the funds from any other source also. So, that will create a problem. Means that situation is called as a technical insolvency of the firm. Firm is not insolvent, but technically insolvent, because at the moment if any payment is due to be made and you do not have the money for that, then from where you will make the payment. So, technical insolvency has always to be avoided. For avoiding the technical insolvency, we prepare the cash budgets in advance. By preparing the cash budget for the month of June, we have known already that our balance will become negative at the end of June. So, we have to make advance arrangements. That is why the beginning will be in the borrowing will be in the beginning of the month. So, we are already going to borrow, means when we are going to enter in the month of June, we are starting, means we have that say balance available for the operations is $4,000 plus we will borrow from the bank $318,000, so that our net balance at the end of the June becomes, means the payments are equal to collections, collections are equal to the payments. Other way around, you can say your inflow is equal to outflow, outflow is equal to inflow, and the net balance is neither positive nor negative, it is 0. But the closing balance will be 25,000 rupees, which you have kept safe in the month of beginning of June. That will be the closing balance for the month of June, and finally that will become the opening balance for the month of July. But in the real sense, that amount has no value or no use, because you cannot use that $25,000 for making any kind of payments. Now, a question arises, when that $25,000 will be used by the firms? If that is not to be used, then why it is being kept? That amount will be used by the firm in a case, for example, they are not able to raise the funds for making the current payments. from any other source. Previous month we saw in the month of June, we have seen it that our balance has become negative. By keeping $25,000 as a safe balance, minimum balance, desired balance, 4,000 is available, but net payment when we saw that is 318,000 extra. So, it means total amount means after adjusting the $4,000 cash available also, we have a shortfall of the $318,000 from where that amount will come. Normally, we have a credit line or the working capital account with the bank. So, we can borrow that money. That facility is given by the banks in all the countries. In India also that facility is very largely used by the firms for meeting their short term financial requirements. So, we will see that yes, we can immediately borrow in the month of June 318,000 rupees. In our account that money is available, and whenever any payment has to be made, we will keep on writing the checks, and those checks will be cleared by the bank because we have already borrowed from the bank. But for example, whatever the total borrowing was possible from that working capital account, maybe it is a CC limit account, cash credit limit account, or the working capital loan account. For example, that limit is over, and still we have the more payments to make. Bank has refused to give us further borrowings or allow us the further borrowings or the further short term loans. So, at that time this minimum balance of $25,000 will be used by the firm, but that will again be a critical situation for the firm, that our difference is of $318,000, $318,000 is extra we have to pay, and we only have $25,000 in our hands. So, at that time we will have to look for the other revenues, that total payments 318,000. After using that minimum cash balance of $25,000, still there is a big shortfall of the cash. So, we will have to keep the things going on. For that you have to look for the alternative sources of the cash. So, that kind of difficult situation should not come, should not arise. So, what we do? We always remain prepared, and budgeting always helps us that what is going to happen at the end of a particular period, maybe it is 1 week, 1 month, 1 year or more than that. So, that firm is always in a comfortable position with regard to its cash, and whenever there is any inflow that is available, and if there is any outflow, we have the cash for that, and we are always comfortable in making the payments. So, now the next part in this cash budget we are going to do is that we will continue with this statement. Means I will continue with this statement in the lower part, maybe on the another sheet, that now we will have to show here from where the funds will come. So, it means the next part we will start doing it is, that is the financing arrangements, from where the funds will come, 318,000 shortfall, from where it will come. So, we will continue with this budget for the month of June. We will show here financing arrangements. So, from the bank borrowing, that is 318,000, but the condition here is we have to be very careful while looking at this condition. What is the condition? That also assume that borrowings are effective at the beginning of the month and all repayments are made at the end of the month. Interest is paid only at the time of repaying the principal. The interest rate is 10% per annum. Round interest computation to the nearest $10. All loans and repayments of the principals must be made in the multiple of thousands. In the multiple of thousands. For example, what does it mean? Multiple of thousands means that, for example, now we require here to pay extra more than our collections is $318,000. So, it is in the multiple of thousands, but for example, we had to pay for example $318,500. Means $318,500, for example, this is the payment. So, we will not be borrowing $318,500, but we have to borrow $319,000, and we have to pay extra interest on that $500 which we otherwise not require. But this is a condition of the bank, that we will not allow you to borrow in the fractions, you will have to borrow always in the multiple of thousands. So, that this is very easy to keep the account for the bank also, for the company also, and if anyway you are borrowing more than your requirements, you have to agree to those conditions of the bank and you have to pay the extra interest on that borrowing. So, but in this case luckily we have the balance which we will be required to borrow from the bank is $318,000, and we will be borrowing under the financing arrangements. So, we will continue this with this statement and for the month of June by putting here a heading, that is a financing arrangements, and finally we will see what is the closing cash balance for the month of June. So, that complete financing arrangement and calculation of the closing balance of the cash for the month of the June we will work out in the next class. Thank you very much.